went to nursing school at Pittsburg State, and then worked on the floor, medical floor, pediatrics, for about 3 years. Then went back to Pittsburg State for my master's degree as a family nurse practitioner. I knew what type of job I wanted to do from the beginning. I think because of some of the medical experiences I had personally as a child, and there were a few, very few, providers that I had that I really liked, and they tried to connect. They had a good bedside manner. They explained things. There was many more that, talked to my parents instead of me, or talked over my head, and didn't give me any opportunity to ask questions. Didn't explain things. They just did their exam and got out. And so I wanted to make a difference between those factors. I could see a difference in the comfort level. I think it's working whenever, if you get them to smile, if you get them to, if they're very young, if you get them to come closer to you, and you take the fear out of it. If they aren't scared of you anymore and will willingly follow directions, open their mouth for you, things like that. Simple things, but they're probably afraid that if they open their mouth, you're going to shove a stick down it. I will tell them, what I'm going to do first, because they're probably scared because they haven't been told in the past. A lot of times somebody says, open your mouth, and then shoves it down there and gags you. And so they're scared that that's going to happen again. And usually I can get away without having to do that. But the same goes for injections, using certain wording that's less scary, and that will let the parents know what we need to do, but not put as much stress on the child. But then, of course, they're going to, I'm not going to lie to them about the fact that they're going to get an injection. I'm not going to lie to them about the fact that it may be uncomfortable and painful too. And many adults are very afraid of things like injections or blood draws or anything that involves needles as well. And making them feel comfortable is important too. Frequently when I'm taking care of elders, I can use some of the same techniques as children, just depending on their level of cognitive function. Some sort of revert back to a childlike phase, and so explanations need to be simple. And even those that have good cognitive function may not be familiar with the words that we're saying. Some of the big medical terms, they're not going to go home and Google it. They don't have a computer. So just putting things in words that they can understand and terms that they understand is important. I was born and raised in Southeast Kansas, and in a small town in Scammon and Altamont and Oswego and Columbus. They're not much different. Went to school in Columbus, and have been working in Lebec County for about 10 years, and there's definite similarities, and the continuity of being in a neighboring county is nice, and still being in Southeast Kansas. To remain current on medical issues and new changes in medications and treatments, I receive journals. I research things on the internet, read journal articles, do continuing education, whether that's online or in the journals or in person, going to a class. Sometimes that's local, sometimes it's not, depending on what the course is about. Continuing education courses for family practice covers a huge gamut, just because family practice covers such a large area. And there's so many different experiences within that realm. You could have something that focuses on cardiology, on endocrinology, on gastroenterology, and if they're geared towards family practice, that's best, because a lot of times we're the front line as far as getting somebody to a referral. And so we recognize the need for the referral, and otherwise they wouldn't have that option. But we have to take a certain number of hours to renew our license, renew our certifications, and it's usually a challenge to get all of those hours in, but it definitely makes you, you should pick things that both you are interested in and that applies to your the area you're working in. We're providing a needed service, and there's not a lot of specialists around. There's not a lot of other resources that a lot of people can get to, especially if they don't have a vehicle, if they're unable to drive because they're elderly. It just depends on their situation. Some can go to Joplin or Pittsburg, Coffeyville, Kansas City, Tulsa for a referral. Some can't. So sometimes we have to figure some of the stuff out ourselves and just provide a full gamut of care. But it's nice to be able to take care of the whole family in a small town where you can actually get to know the people as well.